We're sorry, the number you have dialed is not in service at this time.
18 years of age and over, including yourself, live in this household?
5.
5. And how many of these 5 people are women?
3.
And could I please speak to the second youngest woman who is 18 or older?
What?
Could I please speak with the second youngest woman who is 18 or older?
She's not home.
Okay, do you know when would be a better time we could speak with her, sir?
You could talk to me.
Okay, well, we need to speak with the person chosen, sir.
Does she get a prize?
Pardon?
Does she get a prize?
Maybe she does. I'm not sure, sir. Sometimes some surveys do have like a kind of compensation at the end, and some don't. I couldn't say for sure.
Okay, let me get her.
Okay.
Hang on.
Thank you.
Hello? Hello?
Sir, I need to speak with the woman, please.
This is her.
Okay, could you wait just 1 second, sir?
Sure.
Okay, could I please speak with the second youngest woman who is 18 or older?
Hello? Hello?
Okay, I'm here.
Yes, it's
Okay.
me. My name is Sally.
Okay, my name is a national research firm,
Okay.
and we're doing a study about trips Canadians take. Please be assured that we're not selling anything. Please think about all the out-of-town trips you took that ended in April. The trips could have been for visiting friends or relatives.
I went to Niagara Falls.
Okay, well, I just have a statement I have to read. For pleasure, for vacation or holiday, for personal or business reasons.
What? Hello?
Just 1 second, I just have to write this down.
Sure.
So the statement was, please think about all the out-of-town trips you took that ended in April. The trips could have been for visiting friends or relatives, for pleasure, vacation or holiday, for personal or business reasons. So did you take any out-of-town trips of 1 or more nights away from home that ended in April?
I went to Casino Niagara.
Okay, but was it
It was
1 or more
overnight. I
nights?
stayed at night.
Okay, and it ended in April?
Yes?
So how many, sir? Only that one?
Just one. Only in April?
Yes, that ended in April.
Yes.
Just 1 second here. And did you take any out-of-town trips in April on which you left and returned home on the same day?
No.
Okay. And now I'd like to ask you a few questions about the trip you just told me about.
Okay.
So what was the main destination of this trip?
Casino.
Okay, and in which city was that?
Niagara Falls. Do I get a prize?
Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I couldn't tell you for sure right now.
Okay.
About how far away from your home was the main destination?
About an hour?
Okay. And can you give me your best estimate of the number of kilometers or miles the main destination was from your home?
I don't know about kilometers.
And what was the main reason this trip took place?
I told you to gamble. Casino.
It's just I have to ask each question anyways, so that the survey is valid.
Oh, sorry.
So I'm sorry if I repeat myself sometimes.
That's okay.
So how many people, including yourself, went on this trip?
4.
And still including yourself, how many of these people are members of your household?
4.
And for how many nights, if any, were you away from home on this trip?
1.
And on what date did this trip end?
On what day?
Yes.
On a Sunday.
The date.
I don't remember. The 10th. I just made that up. Is that okay?
Okay, you're not sure when the date that the trip ended?
Not really.
Oh, okay, no problem. And now I'd like to ask you a few questions about the next trip that comes to mind that ended in April.
How many trips do you think I go on?
Okay, you only went on that one trip?
Yeah.
Okay, no problem. And now I'm going to read you the statement you heard at the beginning of the interview. As you hear it, please think about the words and phrases in this statement and whether there is anything you find confusing or difficult to understand. Here is the original statement you heard at the beginning of the interview.
Is this a test?
Pardon?
Is this a test?
No, we're just asking about the statement that you heard at the beginning.
Okay.
So please think about...
I didn't hear it. It was my brother.
Okay, so please think about all the out-of-town trips you took that ended in April.
Okay.
The trips could have been for visiting friends or relatives, for pleasure, vacation or holiday, for personal or business reasons. What words or phrases, if any, did you find confusing or difficult to understand?
I don't know. The fact that you repeated it like 20 times.
Anything else?
Not really. No.
Okay.
When do I get a prize?
I'm not sure if you do or not, ma'am. It depends. Some surveys do have compensation at the end, and some don't. So I couldn't tell you for sure. So thinking about this statement, would you say it is very easy to understand, fairly easy to understand?
No, it's very hard.
Not very easy or not easy to understand at all?
Very hard?
You have to answer from one of the lists.
Not easy.
Not easy to understand at all?
Sure. Is this like an English exam or something?
No, sir. But we're just conducting a survey, ma'am.
Okay.
And how helpful was this statement in getting you to think about your travel activities in April? Was it very helpful, fairly helpful, not very helpful, or not helpful at all?
Very confusing.
Okay, well, how helpful would you say it was in getting you to think about your travel activities in April? Was it very helpful, fairly helpful, not very helpful, or not helpful at all?
I guess it was kind of helpful.
So would you say very or fairly helpful?
Fairly.
Okay. And some people remember more out-of-town trips when they hear a list of reasons trips take place. I'm going to read you some reasons people take trips just to jog your memory.
What's this all about?
It's just to get a better idea of the travel habits of Canadians.
Do I get a trip or something?
Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I can't tell you for sure, ma'am.
Okay.
So please note that a trip can only have one main reason. So
Yeah.
did you take any out-of-town
What if I had a bunch of reasons? Like I went shopping and sightseeing and to see my grandmother or something?
Okay, well here we only consider that a trip has one main reason.
Okay.
And did you take any out-of-town personal trips that you may not have already told me about and that ended in April for a hospitalization?
For what?
Hospitalization.
Why would I take a trip for hospitalization?
Well, it's just an out-of-town personal trip.
To get hospitalized?
Well, sometimes it happens that you have to get hospitalized out of town. Have you...
I live in a big city. There's lots of hospitals here.
No problem then. And for going to a spa or other health facility?
Spa?
Yes. That ended in
No.
April?
No.
And for regular religious observances?
No.
No. And for attending a course, a school trip, or other educational reason?
I only went on one trip.
Okay, well, I understand that, but we have some other reasons,
I never
have
went
a list
for any other reasons.
Okay, well, we have just a short list of reasons that people take trips.
I'll
Just
say
sometimes it comes to mind after. So
Okay.
for attending a course, school trip, or other educational reason?
No.
No. For moving to a new residence?
No.
For a regular medical or dental treatment?
Wait. If I moved there, why would I be here?
It's just, sometimes it happens.
Okay.
Okay. So for regular medical or dental treatments?
You already asked that one.
Okay, well, I just repeated.
Hospitalized.
Okay, and for some other personal reasons, such as appointments with mechanics, contractors, lawyers, or accountants?
Well, I went to meet my affair. No, nothing, no.
And did you take any out-of-town business or work-related trips that you may not have already told me about and that ended in April as a train, bus, plane, or boat crew member or as a professional driver?
No.
No. And for serving a territory or district as part of your work, such as sales or repairs?
No.
No. For military or diplomatic reasons?
No.
For a business meeting?
No.
To attend a conference, convention, or trade show?
No.
For commuting to work or school?
No.
And did you take any out-of-town trips to visit family or friends that you may not have already told me about and that ended in April for a marriage, union, baptism, or funeral?
No.
For a family visit?
No.
No. And for some other family or friend-related reason?
No.
And did you take any out-of-town pleasure, vacation, or holiday trips that you may not have already told me about and that ended in April for attending a convention or trade show for a club, association, or hobby?
No.
For regular household or grocery shopping?
No.
For shopping apart from regular household or grocery shopping?
No.
For going to your own cottage or cabin?
No.
For sightseeing?
No.
For gambling or going to a casino?
Yes, gambling. I went.
Okay, but that you haven't already told me about.
No.
No? And for engaging in cultural activities?
No.
And for engaging in outdoor activities?
No.
And for attending a sports
How long
event?
is this?
There's not very much left.
Okay.
For participating in a sporting event or tournament?
No.
And now I'd like to ask you some questions about your general travel habits. Do you make regular out-of-town trips of one or more nights to your own cottage or country home?
In April?
Just any time?
No.
No? And are you a frequent business traveler, taking lots of out-of-town trips of one or more nights away from home for business purposes?
No. Oh, no, I got another call. Can you hang on?
Yes.
Hello. Let me call you right back.
Yeah.
Good.
Hello?
Yes?
Sorry.
Okay, no problem. Now I'd like you to think only of overnight out-of-town trips you have taken to any destination in the past 12 months for non-business reasons. These are out-of-town trips that were taken for reasons not related to work or business, on which you spent one or more nights away from home. How many non-business trips of this type would you say you have taken in the past 12 months?
In the past year?
Yes.
5.
5?
No, I lied. It only took 2.
2? And now I'd like to ask you some questions about you and your household to help us classify your answers.
Okay.
So how many people in total live in your household, including yourself and other members of your family, and anyone else living in your household?
5.
And how many are under 6 years of age?
0.
How many are between 6 and 11 years of age?
0.
How many are between 12 and 17 years of age?
0.
And how many, including yourself, are 18 years of age and over?
All.
And could you please tell me what language you first learned in childhood before you went to school?
Sri Lankan.
And what language do you speak most often at home?
English.
And in what year were you born?
1970.
And what is the highest level of education that you achieved?
Grade 10.
And do you work full-time, that is 30 hours or more per week, at a job or business?
Sometimes.
Okay, well, do you consider yourself as working full-time?
When I work full time.
And are you an employee or are you self-employed?
Both.
Pardon?
Well, sometimes. Oh, I'm an employee.
Employee?
Yeah.
Okay. And do you commute to work by car, bus, or other vehicle on a regular
Taxi.
basis? Okay. And about how many kilometers or miles do you travel to
I
work
don't know
one
about
way from home?
kilometers.
Pardon?
I don't know. Like 5, 10, 15.
Which one would you say? Just approximately.
I don't know how far is that really.
Okay, no problem then.
No, I mean I'm asking you.
Pardon?
I'm asking you. How far is a kilometer?
Oh, I'm not sure myself. I can't. And help you with your answers, so not to influence your answers.
Oh.
So it has to be your
So
response.
if I answer it right, I get the prize.
There's not really no wrong or right answers in a survey, ma'am.
Okay.
So can you give me your best estimate
Yeah,
of
5.
how many? 5?
Mhm.
That would be miles or kilometers.
Miles?
And for statistical purposes only, what is your postal
Ooh.
code? For statistical purposes only, what is your postal code?
For statistical?
Statistical.
Oh.
And for statistical purposes only again, what was the approximate total income of your household for 2001? That is the total income before taxes of all members in your household. Was it $50,000 or more, or less than $50,000?
About 35,000.
So it would be around 35,000.
Yeah.
And in what country were you born?
Canada.
And in case my supervisor needs to verify that I conducted this interview, may I please have your first name or initial, along with the name of the city or town in which you live. So may I please have your first name or initial?
Sally.
2 L's?
Yes.
And the city name?
Toronto. Where are you?
We're calling from Bathurst, New Brunswick.
Where?
Bathurst, New Brunswick.
Oh, New Brunswick. I've never been there.
I've never been to Toronto, so just to confirm, I have recorded your correct name and city name. I have Sally, that's Sally,
Yeah.
and the city name is Toronto, that's Toronto.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much, ma'am, for
That's it?
participating in this survey.
What
Yes.
do you mean?
All information provided by you will be held in strictest confidence
What?
and will only be used for research purposes.
That's it? You just wasted like 20 minutes of my time.
Well, I'm sorry, ma'am, but you get to give your opinions and
What
help us in
opinions?
our very important
You
survey.
just asked the same question like 50,000 times. It was the same thing over and over. How do you give that survey without going crazy yourself?
Well,
What kind of
it's a
stupid
job.
survey is this? I'm crying now. It's so sad. Are you still there?
Yes.
What's the point of this survey?
As to get a better idea of the travel habits of Canadians.
From New Brunswick?
Yes, well, we're just conducting the survey.
Do you work for the government?
And we're not sure, as interviewers, we don't have that information.
You don't know where you work?
Well, we work for our company, that's
You're part of the
NSO.
FBI, aren't you?
No, we're not.
Is this phone call being tapped?
No, it isn't, ma'am. Be assured it isn't. All information provided by you will be held in strictest confidence and only used for research purposes.
So what's the point? Why didn't you tell me that? You tried to trick me and tell me there's a trip at the end.
I told you, man, that I wasn't sure if there is or not. Some
How can you
surveys
not
do
be
have
sure? Don't you
compensation.
work there?
Yes, but some surveys do have compensation at the end, and some
Well, I
don't.
want some compensation.
Well, there isn't any for this survey, unfortunately.
Can I talk to your manager?
Sure. One second.
Wait, before you go.
Yes.
Oh, okay, it's okay.
Just 1 second.
Okay.
Yes, hello. Can I help you? Louise speaking.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm fine.
I'm just curious. You called me up here,
Mm-hmm.
and you took like 20 minutes out of my time to ask me all these survey questions, like a million questions over and over and over, and I don't even get a prize.
I understand, sir. Unfortunately, we don't.
Sir? Who are you calling sir?
I'm sorry, ma'am.
Do
Unfortunately.
I sound like a man?
No, you don't. Like I said, it's just we have a misconnection in the.
You just called me sir again!
Ma'am.
Oh my god, I can't believe this.
I'm really
Call
sorry.
me up and you insult me,
I'm not
and you
insulting
take all
I
this
apologize.
time out of my day.
I apologize, ma'am. Like I said, the surveys we do are just on your opinions.
My opinion?
Yes.
My opinion is that you're pissing me off.
Like I said, it's your choice whether you want to do the survey or not. There's no prize given out to do the survey, unfortunately.
Well, I want a prize.
Pardon me?
I want a prize.
Unfortunately, I can't give you any, ma'am.
Well, you didn't call me sir this time.
No, I didn't. But
What a rude company. I'm going to report you to the Better Business Bureau.
Like I said, ma'am, it's your chance to give your opinions on the surveys we do.
Can I talk to the other girl again?
Sure.
Thanks.
Hello?
Hi.
Yes?
Is this the same girl at the beginning?
Yes, it is.
How are you?
Good.
Okay, I just want to say thank you because I had a great time with this survey.
Well, no problem. It was a pleasure for me, too.
Yeah, I hope you liked it.
No problem, ma'am.
Sir, ma'am, yeah. Okay, well...
Well, again, thank you very much for your time.
Okay, if you ever come to Toronto, be sure to come by and we'll hang out and we'll talk about how we go on trips all the time.
No problem. Thank you very much for your time and have yourself a good evening.
All right, you take care, hon.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.